So now we are gonna do a flames design. This one can be a bit tricky getting the shape of the flames, but once you get the hang of it, it will not be too bad. So we're gonna start with doing our little accent or our little sport ball at the end of the flame. So I like to start with a baseball, basketball, or football, just because those are the easiest. The soccer ball is a bit tricky. I'm gonna show you with a baseball. So what I'm gonna do is get my filbert brush ready in my white. And what I can do too is show you how to do the football and the basketball after, just in case you decide to do one of those. And again, the kid might ask, oh, can you do basketball instead? So with my filbert brush, I'm gonna go right at the bottom of the cheek here, not too close to the mouth or nose, and I'm just gonna make a circle and color it in. Pretty simple with your filbert brush. Now before I go in and add my red stripes to my baseball, or my stitching, I'm going to take either my flat angle brush or just your flat brush, and if you don't have that, this can work with a round brush too. So I'm not sure everybody has this one, so I'm going to go ahead and show it with my round brush, and I'm going to get that ready in some orange. And we're going to work on the flames here going around the eye. And how I'm going to do that is starting on one side of the baseball, just kind of framing it out a little bit. And I'm going to go up and out, in and out, in and out. And getting the shape of these curves is going to be the trickiest part. And then I said, once you get the hang of it, it's not going to be too bad. So that's my one side of the flames. Now I'm going to finish it off. Same thing, right? I'm going in, flick out, being mindful that I'm very close to the eye here. So I'm not going to be too concerned about getting the perfect flicks next to the eye. Instead, I'm just going to kind of bring it together and then continue on up here. Out, in, and there's my flame. In real life, you're probably going to have more space than this. Again, since this is the template, I'm just working with what he's given me here. And now you're going to color that in. Just color it in with your orange. You might need to rewind this a couple times and just go back. Again, just to get the hang of those flicks for the flames. And I could show you one more time too while that dries. It really is just a simple motion here. It's, again, really just getting the hang of it, right? So I'm going in, around it, in, around it, in, right? That's like the general idea of the flames here. Oops. Okay, now that your orange is laid down, you can go back and get ready in some red and just kind of add some shadows here, kind of just some accents to the red or to the orange. And really my thought process for this, I'm just kind of outlining the one side. I'm not going to do both. I'm just going to outline one side. And then with that same brush, I'm just kind of blending it in. I'm going to dry it off a little bit on my towel and just kind of blend it in. Not really overthinking this part too much. Just want to add a little bit of red just so it's not plain orange. And that's it. I'm just blending it in. Like I said, I'm drying off my brush. That way it's not too wet. Because then if it's too wet, I'm just going to keep smearing red all over it. Instead, since I laid down my red, I just want it to be blended in with the orange. And you can see how that's blending nice, almost giving like an ombre effect, literally just from laying down red and blending it in with the drier brush. Okay, great. Now, oh, I forgot to mention, I used my thicker round brush for that whole part. Now I'm gonna take my thin round brush, round number 3, get that ready with some red to do the rest of the baseball. And for this, you're just gonna add some baseball stitching. I'll go ahead and outline the baseball. Okay, finish it off with some white accents as always, and then we're gonna be done. Getting ready with that same small round brush, going for the ball at the end. Dots and starburst as always. Don't want to overdo it here, I just want to add a little something. And then I'll probably do one big starburst and that's it. Perfect. And done. That is going to be your flames design with your sport ball. I have had both boys and girls ask for these, and then I'll just quickly show you what the other sport balls would look like. Filbert brush, same thing. Let's start with the football. I'm going to take brown, and I'm just going to show you up here on this side of him where I have room, but this would just go in place of this, so you would start in the same spot at the bottom of the cheek. For the football, filbert brush, just making a moon shape and then filling it in. Okay, and then what I'll do while that dries is I will actually just show you how to start the flames from there, because it's going to be slightly different, right? So I'm taking my thicker round brush in my orange to do the flames. And same thing, I'm going to kind of start by just framing the edge and then just take it from there. Right? And it would be going up that way, right? So it'd actually be more toward that direction, but just wanted to show you kind of how to get started with coming from the football. And so on. Okay, now while that dries, let's take a filbert brush with orange for the basketball. Okay. This would be same as the baseball, right? And you would just follow it up. Okay, to finish these guys off, I'm gonna take my small round brush, smallest one, and I'm gonna do white for the football. And you're just gonna do a straight line across the stitching down. And then you can outline that in either black or white. I'm just gonna do white purely for the fact that I have this brush loaded and ready. Okay, and then for the basketball, you are going to take black, load up your black, and finish off your basketball. So for this, you're gonna do stitching left, right, middle, and then a round shape to finish it off. And then you're gonna outline that in black. Okay, so that's how you would do all the different sport balls with the flames. And again, working on that shape is gonna be the trickiest, but there it is.